women's professional basketball players.
Yeah, Menace brought that up, that WNBA players are trash, and I said, well, I'll play them.
Well, Sebas claims that he could beat them.
101, I could beat probably any active or retired WNBA player. I could probably beat them.
And we're just going to jump right into it. It's time for This Week in Audio.
Yes. Well, the new trend now, thanks to the Golden Bachelor, Bachelorette, is apparently everyone's going crazy for old ladies having sex.
Oh, goody.
We went through a zombie phase a few years ago. There were 1,000 zombie shows. Now there's 1,000 old ladies having sex shows.
Also, look how popular our version of Golden Bachelorette.
That's what's probably doing it.
Yeah, really. I mean, quite the influence this show has.
Moving the needle.
So now Netflix is
Moving
joining.
my needle.
Netflix is joining. They have a pseudo-reality show where they find old ladies and old men, and they set them up on dates. It's called, what's it called? The Later Daters. And here's the trailer that just came out.
All right.
I've been married twice. Husband number one fell asleep with a cigarette and burnt the house down. Husband number two's dead too. Now do you want to go out with me?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
That's a very gummy BJ that you get. Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Dude, honest question. Are ladies that age able to have sexual relations?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
why wouldn't
Why not? Because they don't produce the right.
But there's help for that.
Yeah.
Produce what? Like enough natural lubrication?
Right, exactly.
But but that's why you bring in you either spit on it,
Yeah.
or
They sell at the grogrocery store.
or KY.
Yeah. Drugstore.
I think Diddy could figure it out.
Yeah, some baby oil.
All right.
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about it breaking down the latex of the condom, because when it's an old lady like that, what are you going to do? Get her pregnant?
Let's say you're using artificial, again, to go further into this. Let's say you're using artificial, stuff, dampness.
Okay.
But there are other things go on down there to make it more accepting to the
gentleman.
The gentleman. So you can't just fake that.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It gets warmer, it gets wider, it gets looser.
It does?
Okay.
What?
Is that right?
It's not just the
actual act.
You mean the muscles aren't quite as tight?
Right. There's
So?
Do Kegels for that?
Well,
yeah, that sounds great.
Not so.
Well, they could still receive. I think the issue would be more for the guy.
Sebas is trying to say that guys don't grow down there, so there might be an issue. Too much room.
Not
right?
that either. Like
no, what he's trying to say is he's dancing around it too much and he's not making any sense. So, there's not natural lubrication going on. So,
fine.
you substitute KY for that. But the
That's
other things that would happen is like when a woman is getting turned on,
blood flow,
producing natural lubrication when they're younger and not dried up like that. Other things would happen where there would be the area is preparing itself for entry.
More receptive.
Okay.
Yeah. So
the question is, how do you substitute for that?
I don't think you need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why would you need to?
It's
I
called-
don't know.
I think it is okay.
It's called
Yeah.
tequila and martinis.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll have to go hook up with some 80-years and find out.
Let us
try
know.
it. Try it out.
Report
Do
back.
some
Science with
recon.
Sebas.
Because the way you're talking about it is kind of selling it for a guy. Like, okay, well, if it's more like taut,
Yeah.
I'm saying it might be
what's wrong with that?
might be too taut, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
But how could that happen if you're saying it's not ready?
That's what I'm saying. It's not ready. It's not.
And
It's
the
not
lube
loose.
would take care of that.
This
Well,
is
again,
very confusing.
Why don't you
Very
try it out?
confusing.
You've never lubed yourself into a tight space, Sebas?
Never had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You're not
never,
dating
they're
some
so-
80-year-old chicks.
because
I mean,
they're
They're not dry.
they're so ready for it.
No, I mean like a backdoor.
Oh,
I'm taking like a
good
backdoor
God.
situation.
Oh, look, for that, sure, absolutely. But I stopped. I'm out of that game. That's we've talked about this before.
Is that
Yeah.
a young man's game?
Well,
Yeah,
no, it's a try it once and then it's like, oh,
yeah,
that
you
wasn't-
do it. Like I've been skydiving, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I did it. I lived.
You know what it's like.
Yeah.
You lived.
Curiosity
Well,
satisfying.
that's the same thing.
Yeah, like, you don't need to
Understood.
go back. You're like, okay,
Right,
I
right.
did that.
This
All
week
right.
in audio.
More old ladies having sex. There's a new 24 years later. There's a new Bridget Jones movie.
Really?
What?
Yes, my thought exactly. It's called Mad About the Boy. Here it is.
All right.
How old are you?
28.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm 29.
Did you have sex?
Did you have sex?
Did you have sex last night? Yes, I did. I had a full night of utterly mind-blowing sex, and it was amazing.
Oh, God.
That is 55-year-old Renee Zellweger.
Has anyone
That's
ever
Renee
seen...
Zellweger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Bridget Jones movie.
Neither have I. I didn't know she had a British accent.
Yeah.
Right,
Or
me
a fake
neither.
one.
I watched one for the first time recently, and I did not enjoy it.
Really?
wow.
And this is
I
supposed to be
wasn't
up
a
your
fan.
alley.
I would thought, yeah, this is Sammy
I would have
Bate.
thought that too, but I just wasn't a fan.
I
don't
just
know.
remember the scandal of her having to be quote unquote fat for the movie, and she was like she gained like 15 pounds.
Oh,
like,
right.
oh, what a
yeah.
horrible whore.
I know. What a pig.
But yeah, but in the movie, so she's got like some 8 and 10-year-olds, which again, for a 55-year-old, that makes sense. And then I guess Colin Firth dies. This is all in the trailer, so no spoilers. Colin Firth dies, and she has to go like hunting around in the 20-year-old pool.
Is that the only option?
Apparently.
Well, yeah.
This week in audio.
More old ladies having sex.
Oh, my.
This is Whoopi Goldberg. She's taken over the.
Come on.
Yeah, just picture that first, Woody.
Oh.
She's taken over the Oprah favorite things slot, I guess, even though
She
Oprah
is?
still does it. Whoopi does one for her birthday.
Oh.
Where she says, these are the things I like for my birthday. And she had a big wheel of cheese because she likes this particular type of cheese. And
that's
on the
awesome.
on the wheel of cheese, Menace, is like a little etching of Whoopi's face.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I want
that's
that.
unappetizing.
Delicious.
And here's Whoopi's response to that.
I always wanted my face on cheese.
Yeah, I like to be eaten from time to time.
Good God.
Speak on it.
Speak on it.
My God.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Upsetting.
Oh.
Those are words we did never wanted to hear.
And that's like, that's daytime network TV.
That's shocking.
Killed your bone right there.
69 years old, Whoopi Goldberg.
What kind of cheese was it?
Parmigiano Reggiano, Menace.
a giant wheel.
Yeah. All right. So enough of the old ladies having sex, right? We're
Please.
done with that?
Yeah, we're done.
We're good.
Here's dudes having sex, Greg.
Okay.
Greg.
All right.
Okay, Greg.
This clip is going around the internet. This is, Denzel Washington. He's in this new Gladiator too,
Oh,
which
right.
apparently is going to be quite good, actually. I've heard very positive things. But he was interviewing something called Gaiety, and this came out.
Okay.
How gay is the Roman Empire?
I actually kissed a man in the film, but they took it. They cut out. I think they got chicken. Yeah, I kissed the guy full on the lips, and I guess they weren't ready for that yet.
I'd be like, look, if I'm doing this, you're leaving it in.
Yeah.
Seriously. Don't do it for nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I did that for nothing.
And we're doing way more than kissing.
Man, maybe that was something like it was Ryan Murphy behind the scenes, like, let's make
I know,
let's
right?
make
Yeah.
him kiss.
This is what we
Gladiator
do.
2.
One of the
a
headlines-
Ryan Murphy production.
One of the headlines this week was that Denzel Washington was going to retire, which everybody's going to retire at some point unless you
Right.
die on the job. But he was like, yeah, I have this movie and then this movie, and then I'm going to do a project for this person and then this person and then this person, and I'm going to wrap it up with this, and then I think I'm done.
He's
That's
not
like
going anywhere.
8 more movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not like,
it
oh,
takes a
this
minute.
movie that's coming out is the last
My-
one.
What I'm 5 years
Yeah.
from now, I'll be done.
Didn't he
Yeah,
say he
5
was going
years.
to do Black Panther?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the
he's
way,
doing that.
he's also 69 and still looking fine.
I mean, like,
He got husky
Denzel's
for
cool.
a while, but
Yeah,
I guess for this new Gladiator movie, he's
Tall
trim.
drink of water.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have to work.
No.
He didn't
Yeah.
have to make out with
Hell
dudes.
no.
Yeah, he's just choosing it. It's like, speaking of Whoopi Goldberg, what was that thing this week? She was like on the show, and
Oh, yeah. So she was talking about how she, people are complaining.
she's got it tough like everybody else
Right,
does.
right,
Like,
yeah,
it's hard out there.
Inflation.
Just like us.
Yeah, here's what she
Yeah,
said.
she feels that too. And
I appreciate that people are having a hard time. Me too.
Yeah.
I work for a living. If I had all the money in the world, I would not be here.
All right.
Okay.
How relatable,
So
Whoopi.
insult your viewers because you wouldn't be there if you didn't have to, and also lie to them.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I work for a
But
living.
see, Greg says he wouldn't be here if he had all the money in the world, and I believe him.
Yeah.
But he
Not for 1
also
second.
but it's also a hollow thing for Whoopi to say that because she could have retired 10 years
She has
ago.
Sure.
tens of millions of dollars. Give me a break.
so we think.
And by work for a
Maybe
living,
she was very irresponsible with her money.
Right.
Isn't she an EGOT?
Spent too much money on,
I mean,
on cheese.
she's got stupid money.
famous for 40 years, working for 40
Right.
years.
She got EGOT money.
I
and
work
Ghost
for a
money.
living.
Yeah, well, we're gonna take a.
Sister Act money.
The Woody Show is back.
All right. Still going through and checking out some of This Week in Audio.
More lady news, thankfully. My favorite type of news as a feminist. WNBA.
Yeah, you really proved it with your whole thing about
Knowing how
older ladies
women's-
and having sex.
Right,
Yes.
and knowing how they work and celebrating it. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah.
WNBA Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark. She was
Yeah.
at the LPGA Pro-Am. Took a shot with about, I don't know, there's probably 30 people deep. And they line up right next to the tee box.
I know, it makes me nervous.
Very tight arrow.
Yeah, I
a
don't care how
narrow-
much of a professional you are. Like, it just seems very. They put up all the nets and stuff at hockey games and
yeah.
baseball games, but like on golf, like you're just sitting there.
It could be.
And there's
You're right in the line of fire.
And
Yeah.
by the way, you mentioned something there, professional, Woody. Well, a pro-am is a professional and amateur, and that is certainly what Caitlin Clark is when she did this.
All right. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I sliced it, or I hooked it, immediately left.
Oh, no.
Luckily, it was like barely above head level. I don't think anyone lost a tooth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's not her sport.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I don't blame her at all.
Yeah.
Like, what do you? I want to see Caitlin Clark hit a golf ball.
My dream.
Dangerously close.
Celebrity.
So, Sebas, have you had anybody take you up yet? He's looking for three women's
Right.
professional basketball players.
Yeah, Menace brought that up. The WNBA players are trash, and I said, "Well, I'll play them."
Did I?
Yeah. Well,
And I
Sebas claims that he could beat them.
Yeah,
I
I
said
laughed at
either
you when you said
one-on-one-
that.
Right, 1-on-1, I could beat probably any active or retired WNBA player. I could probably beat them.
Okay.
But here's the thing: that's not. People will say, "Oh, that's not real basketball." So, okay, I'm willing to go 3-on-3. So there's passing and more rebounding and things of that nature.
Who's
on your team?
Yeah.
I will take any two starting high school basketball players.
Oh.
Okay.
Because I know
And it'd be the three of you against three WNBA players?
current, retired, whatever you can get your hands on, and we will dominate
Interesting.
them. Because, like, again, if you watch, when you actually watch the WNBA, it is so bad.
Well,
It's a lot of under the rim, terrible brick layups.
Oh,
The
yeah.
reason Caitlin Clark's so popular is because she can actually shoot
Okay.
and make the ball go in the net.
Yeah, there's an account on there's an account on Instagram. It's called Brick Center, like Sports Center.
It's just
I sent Sebas a link to this yesterday because I knew he was trying to say that he could beat these WNBA chicks, and I thought, wow, you know what? He might be able to, because there was a whole thing on their post that said why the WNBA lost $40 million this year, and it was a clip from action directly from the championship series.
the finals.
The finals, New York versus whoever
And it's
it was.
all this spastic, again, under the rim.
It's like seriously, it was like watching my daughter's, she's in 6th grade, her.
It's
Yeah.
weird though, because, but really truly break it down for you, because I don't understand. Like, they are professional athletes. They know how to play the game of basketball.
Right.
So why is it such a comedy of, errors?
Because it's brick after brick after brick, and it's
air ball after air ball.
my God,
air
yeah.
balls,
Yeah,
people
Greg's
just running
watching
out of
it.
bounds for no
Just
reason.
hitting the
Okay, so
backboard.
I understand the no dunking, but like, what about 3-pointers? Are you saying that like they just don't practice? or
That's
something?
that's where they actually can compete. And again, Caitlin Clark is a good example of this, because she's a good actual like Steph Curry style shooter. Wow.
This is the
you can
championship
still-
game, Greg.
But
These
ev-
are
You
but
can
look-
still do
ton of air
layups
balls.
without dunking and stuff.
But that's the thing is,
Wow.
even when they go for layups, it's the most ridiculous, awkward, unathletic. Like look at even Angel Reese, who's very good by their standards. Her layups are just the most awkward. They hit the bottom of the rim all the time.
All right, if you want to see what we're talking about, I just posted it on our
It's pretty-
Instagram
it's
story.
funny.
The video that I'm talking about, you can watch some of the hot action. It's really
So
good.
I know literally
It's on our Instagram at The Woody Show.
zero about the WNBA. I have two questions. Number one, are they exceptionally tall the way that
Yes.
that
Yeah.
they
They're
are?
for women.
For
They're
women,
between
yes.
like 5'8" to 6'2" on
Okay.
average, probably.
And then what you're saying, is this the reason why we see in, sports updates, final score of, Bulls game might be like 128 to 126. WNBA, it's always like 68 to 64.
I don't know
Is
if
it?
they're.
I don't know.
Let me see if their
I
games
don't-
are the
No, I
same
think
length.
they're a
I don't
little
know.
bit-
They seem really low scoring games.
I think they're a little bit higher than that.
They do. They are. It's a shorter game. It's 10-minute quarters
Oh.
instead of 12. But also, it's Brick Center.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the account too, Brick Center.
So yeah, again, if you want to prove me wrong and shut me up, WNBA players.
I would just like to see it happen.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think he
it'd
could
be
do it.
fun.
Personally, I
It'd
don't
be
think he
fun to
could do
watch.
it.
I'll take a D1 college. I mean, the best we can
Yeah.
get.
Like, personally, I don't think
Okay.
he'd be able to do
Yeah.
it. But I would sure like to
I
see
mean,
it.
we
I'd
know
love to
plenty.
see it.
Yeah.
We know plenty of people that have kids in high school basketball.
Well,
that-
I think I've told the story where a girlfriend of one of my frat brothers, she played, again, it was college basketball, D3, but they didn't hire us. They recruited a bunch of drunken frat bros because they needed like actual competition. And we couldn't jump because we would be stuffing every single shot.
Yeah. Now, Sebas, are you allowed to take this position as the feminist on the show? Does that jive?
Yes, it does, because I'm trying to say that women, we can do better.
Okay.
I'm trying to raise the
He
standard
wants
of
more
All
for
right.
us.
All right. I'm just trying to clarify. Anyway, you could see that WNBA finals video that I was referencing and watching it with Greg.
And I thought there's no way it could be like
yeah,
your daughter's
It's
game,
on our
but
it's on our Instagram story
it kind of is.
at the Woody Show. This week in audio.
Speaking of ladies, Greg,
Yeah?
secrets to losing weight.
Tell me.
just go and get stranded in the International Space Station.
Oh,
Truth.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a
double win.
No.
Well, that's what people think. Here's from Inside Edition.
All right.
Concern about the health of stranded astronaut Suni Williams. She looks as if she's lost a lot of weight, her cheeks sunken. But now she's reassuring everyone that she's A-okay.
It's funny, I think there's some rumors around outside there that I'm losing weight and stuff. No, I'm actually right at the same amount. Things shift around quite a bit. You've probably heard of a fluid shift where folks in space, their heads look a little bit bigger because the fluid evens out along the body.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you weigh yourself in space?
I think they have to.
That's a good question.
okay.
How would that even work?
Yeah.
Yeah, how would they do that?
I don't know.
How to weigh yourself in space? I assume you would strap yourself. You get like a known reference, some tension.
Calibrate
That can't
it.
be.
Some gurney.
That can't be
Let's
accurate.
see how they weigh themselves.
I wonder.
Yeah,
'Cause
how
you
would you
gotta-
weigh yourself?
Because they have to, or else because you got to make sure you're not. Because you do lose bone density, muscle density.
Wait, so they go up
Okay.
there with that amount of food, though? Right? So Boeing, they were able to dock. That
and
was
yeah,
their
we give them
thing.
supplies, right?
Yeah, like they,
Yeah,
but also
they just
the,
couldn't go. They were afraid to go back because the vessel might not have been
Yeah, but
safe.
the space station has rations.
yeah.
They have
Okay.
they have
Right.
food there.
What they got up in there?
Just so you know, apparently astronauts in space measure their mass instead of their weight because they are weightless,
Weightless.
Sammy.
Right, but yeah, it
There's a
involves,
couple devices that they
involves springs and stuff like
Food
that. Yeah.
on space station.
All right. This week in audio.
All right, let's move on now to another woman, Menace.
Yeah.
And this is what Menace has been saying. This is
All right.
Adrienne Iapolucci. She's got a new
Sure.
Netflix special called The Dark Queen. And Adrienne talks about her little Dugan, Menace.
All right, little Doogie.
I also have a dog, and people are like, "Did you rescue it?" I'm like, "No, I paid for it because I wanted a cute one." Oh my God, she's so much cuter than your rescues. Her life matters so much more. She's a Boston Terrier pug, and she has brown fur and crystal green eyes, and she has like the tiniest little It's so cute. Yeah, we had to pay extra for it.
That's what Menace has been saying.
Yeah, Menace has very much been saying
Yeah.
for the longest time, you
Yeah.
shop, you don't adopt.
Because they are way cuter. And
Yeah, that's what you said. Better.
Most likely to hold on to it.
Yeah. All right, this week in audio.
You guys, this Wheel of Fortune fail has been going around this week. Menace, have you seen it yet?
Oh, yeah.
No, I have
saw
not.
Okay,
it.
perfect. This is my
Yeah, I
favorite
saw
thing.
it.
Is having
this
Menace
is
solve
good.
the Wheel of Fortune. So
Okay.
I have got the printed out what this guy is solving.
Okay.
Alright.
This is
Blank,
what he's
blank.
looking at.
Am
It's
I
blank-
looking at it yet?
The first, the
Sure,
first
you can
letter,
stare at it.
The first word and the last word are very important here. So it's blank, 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 E, and then A, blank, 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 A-U-S-E. So that's very important. What letters are already on the board?
Right. Okay.
Menace, if you had to solve this clue.
Well, don't laugh yet. I'm just gonna try to read it through, and then we'll find out. More course of a round of applause.
That's it.
No.
I think the top one. What would be the top one?
But what the middle line, because you
I
put
said
you put two
course.
words, but there's no space
Yeah,
between.
it's one word.
More course.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
He created
Yeah,
the
he said
space.
course
The
Oh,
blank
of,
spot.
but there would be a blank spot between course and of. So it's not
Yeah,
course
yeah.
of, but round of applause. That sounds good.
Yeah, round of applause. That's good.
Okay.
More.
More?
Is it more?
Let's find out. Here's
No.
what this guy
All
told
right.
us.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
What?
No,
Genius.
he didn't.
And by the way,
Yeah.
you had the last letter. You have the first letter, or the last word. You have the first
he
letter.
Yeah, but like
not.
treat, like the last letter is E.
Yeah, and it's
Treaty.
you're awful. There's 5 letters in treat.
Yeah,
I'd
right.
like to solve the puzzle.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
Not even close.
I'm sorry, that's not it. Over to Katina.
Give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And he
Did
was so
he say-
excited.
He probably did that because he wanted to go viral.
Sausage.
There's no way.
I don't think so.
Not even
You know,
Menace would have said that.
These contestants don't tank.
So
No,
they
I
want
don't
this.
think
How
Ryan
pumped was
Seacrest,
Katina?
if you're listening, I'm up for the challenge.
Oh my God! Can you imagine that?
Dyslexic
Be there
little
all the
kid.
time.
Oh,
I'd like to
yeah.
solve the puzzle.